Hello, anyone out there? I'm going to try something here. Bear with me. If you're out there, I don't think anybody is yet, so I just want to see something. I'm going to go to YouTube actually. And to my channel. Oh, look at that. There I am. Okay. It says my channel. 1 watching. So cool. Hello. 2 watching. Hi, everybody. People are coming in. Yay. That's good. I'm so happy to have company. Sort of silly to go live just for yourself, I guess. How is everyone? Is the sound okay and all that jazz? I look like I'm too close now. I've been adjusting, playing around with stuff. Hi, Nick. How are you? Hope you're having a good week. We're having it finally cooled down a little bit. It's no longer in the high 90s or low 100s. But it's raining off and on today. But it's a little cooler, so it's okay. Wow, we got Zeus Light Art. Hello, Heather. Hi, Heather. Okay, good. Wonderful. So, you know, in the beginning of my videos, we always take care of a little Stampin' Up business. So the first thing we're going to do is the drawing for last week, which was you had to comment on my video after it went up on YouTube as a video on whether or not you like to get messy when you craft and why or why not. And that had to do with we were using the pigment sprinkles last week. So this is what the drawing is for tonight, these little fuzzy flower centers. We had 6 people that commented, and the order that they commented were, and this is all Stampin' Up because I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator for those who don't know. Well, that's all right. Stay tuned, Zeus, because I'm doing giveaways every week now, just small things like this and bigger ones for people that place orders. Anyway, so these are what's on for last week, and in order we have Tina's Crafty Life, JWB 52Z, Kathy's Cards, she was number 3, Stamp Girl Paige, who might not make it tonight, we'll see, and Nick's Crafty Corner, number 5, and Crafty Michelle with 1 L. And so we had 6, and I'm going to turn away and toss them around, and I would have my cat do the drawing, but she's asleep on the floor behind me. Okay, let's see who wins this time. It is number 5, who is Nyx, and I still think I have something else for you, Nyx, so I'll just add it to that. So let me write on here, this was Nyx. So congratulations, Nyx. And for next week, everybody, at the end of this video when it goes up, if you would like some metallic pearls, gold and silver by Stampin' Up, you have to enter by saying in the comments, well, you can make any nice comments that you like. Yay, she says. But you have to have something about, would you want to be royalty, yes or no, and why or why not? That's what I would like to know. And the reason that came to mind is because we are going to be working with the Royal Peacock Suite of products by Stampin' Up. If you're not familiar with the catalog, let me get this out of the way. It's starts on page 24 and 25. And they have a stamp set and dies, an embossing folder, some beautiful foiled papers, beautiful ribbon, which I just happen to have right here. It's double-sided. And some rhinestones, which I would have had them as the giveaway, but I don't have an extra pack of them, so sorry about that. I thought I did, but I don't. I'll have to get more of them. Anyway, so, and then they go into a little more detail on the stamp set and things over here and the designer papers and stuff. So yeah, that's current annual catalog by Stampin' Up. So we're going to make 3 cards tonight. We're going to do something similar to this for the first one. I'm trying to, if you see this yellow highlighted square, I'm trying to stay in that and hope that that gives you a better view, because someone commented to me about not being close enough. Is that close enough to see? You want to work with gold, as in real gold or gold color things? Call you Rumpelstiltskin? Rumpelstiltskin. I don't know. Zeus is easier to say. Oh my goodness. So anyway, this is the card that I made, card number 1. There's the inside. Oops. And this is done in the Pretty Peacock cardstock with Old Olive foil paper in the background. I used the embossing folder, which looks like, one second, I had everything ready and now I've kind of got it all messed up already. Oh gosh. And now I'm losing pieces for my other card. So sorry. Actually, I meant to do something before we do that anyway. This is the embossing folder. It's called Beads and Baubles, and it looks like little peacock, the eye of the peacock feathers. So yeah, we're going to be using that. And before we get started on that, I just have to do a couple reminders. I'm going too fast. And I've been told go slow just in case somebody can join us later. So sorry about that. Okay, couple business things first. Justine Stone's hosting a Stampin' Up! Party. She's on YouTube. Her channel name is Justine Stone. And below my videos, I have her host code, which is this. So if you place an order up to $150 in this time frame, please use this host code so Justine gets credit and can get some products hopefully from that. And thank you to those of you who already have placed an order. Much appreciated. So that's the first thing, and that'll be below the video. And it's a good time to buy, because until July 31st, if you purchase $50, for every $50 that you purchase, you'll get a $5 coupon directly from Stampin' Up! That you can use in August. And Justine's party goes till August 15th. So you could, technically, you could buy between now and July 31st, get a $5 off coupon and use it before August 15th and still give credit to Justine. But you do have time, 8/16 to 8/31, to use the coupons also that you get. That's called bonus days. So great time to buy under Justine's party. And if you aren't familiar with Paper Pumpkin, it's a monthly kit. The month of August is going to have to do with fall, and it's going to be gift bags, these craft gift bags they're showing here, and some leaves and ribbons and I don't know what all. And then there is actually an add-on package for $10 that you can get. First time I've ever seen them do that. You do not have to get the add-on to make the kit, but some people like to more or less do cards. So these are note cards that you can add on that coordinate with the main kit. It's $22 a month plus tax. There are some prepay options. So feel free to click the links that'll be below this video and any of my other videos, and you can get information on that, or email me if you have any questions. Anyway, please help support Justine. She's trying to get some goodies for herself. And for anyone that purchases a $75 or more order in July, they will be eligible or put into a drawing for this bundle, which is this cute snowman, spirited snowman set from last year. Never used. I never got around to using it. And these blizzard thinlits, which all one sheet of snowflakes basically. Looks like a blizzard. So yeah, that is what's happening for July. And then in August, I'll have a different item. I don't know what it'll be still. I just haven't had a chance to look. Okay, so back to the card. This is what we're going to be doing. Sort of. I changed it up a little bit. And I'm going to go ahead and do the peacock, start a peacock with you, but I have already done one that we're going to use in the next card. But let me show you how to do it, because it's best to use the Stamparatus or some kind of stamp tool. So that is what we're going to do. And forgive the background mess. Let me find a piece of Whisper White. Okay, so for the card that I did, the first card, let me make sure my line up here. Let me pull this over. Okay, that'll work. For this one, I actually used Blueberry Bushel ink, which looks like this. And then I did the little dots and feather streaks in Gorgeous Grape. And then I used the Pretty Peacock Light and Dark Alcohol Marker Stampin' Blends. These are called Stampin' Up version of like Copics or Spectrum Noir. They're alcohol markers. And each color that they have comes in a light and a dark. And I use both of them on there. And then I die cut it out. So let me just show you how to do that, and hopefully I won't get too messy this time. Hi, Dia. Thank you for coming, sweetie. All right, so you can't even see. This is, I think I'm too close. We're going to stamp this in Blueberry Bushel. And I'm making a mess on my thing, but that's okay. And then I had to put this flat. And the Stamparatus just helps to line up any two-step stamping, or in my case, for sentiments, to help make sure they come out clear. Now, these are photopolymer stamps. Isn't that pretty? It's pretty already. Let me clean that off. Well, never mind. Now we have another plate to this stamping tool. This is it. And let's see if it'll line up for me here. The trick is on this, these are the little dots that go in these little loops and the eyes of the peacock feathers. So the best thing to do is try and line up the little dots. And actually, I think I have them pretty good. So I'm going to get my Gorgeous Grape out, which is here. And it doesn't tell you that this is a color that this suite coordinates with, but I've seen peacocks with purple on. Have you? So anyway, that's what we're doing there. They're a little off, but it's okay. This is just a practice one anyway. Now let me get my Stampin' Chamois out. And this is just a chamois that it's called Simply Chamois that Stampin' Up sells, and it works great to clean your photopolymer or your rubber stamps. And I just need to get the ink off so it doesn't stain it too badly. So forgive me. My nails sort of look like Blueberry Bushel tonight, huh? That was intentional right before I came on. So they're not the best nail job. I'm not very good at keeping my nails at all anyway. So there we go. That's the first step. And then, and those of you who are artistes, truly artists, you can feel free to give me tips when I'm coloring stuff, because I'm not the best at that. Okay. I just go however I can. So I usually start People tell you to start with the dark, but I don't like doing that. I like using the light first, and actually I want to use the small. There's the small tip, and the other one is a brush tip, and we will use both, but I like the small tip for doing the smaller spaces. So what is the temperature where everybody else is? Is it cool, hot, you know, raining? Where is everybody? All in the States? Oops, I forgot to do that small space. I'm just going to go in a circular motion. Do this whole little body here. This is the light, pretty peacock shade. I'm just going to color these in. And you don't have to go down and do this bottom part, but I did on this one. Hi, Donna. Oh, no. Well, I hope everything's okay. And be safe coming home. Don't be driving, I hope. I'll be around for a while, so join us when you can. So we could just essentially stop there, and that looks pretty too, but I actually like this filled in all the way. So I just kind of go in a circular motion with the brush end and go all around the edges, because there's a die that's going to cut this out, and you'll have a little bit of white around the edges anyway, for most of it. Anybody else here like peacocks a lot? I have a peacock stained glass lamp set in my living room, actually. I guess that's being old-fashioned. I don't know. Everybody's quiet tonight. I can't see when I'm doing this through StreamYard. I can't see my thing on YouTube. So I have no idea how it looks on there. And you know, you can usually see people that are, oh, by the way, if you like anything, please give me a thumbs up. It helps my channel. I know people don't like me to ask that, but I feel like if I don't ask, people forget. And unfortunately, that's one of the things I can't really see right now. So, yeah. So this is all with the light. I'm probably going to need a new pretty peacock marker pretty soon. In the light. And that's about it, really. And then I just do the dark up here. It actually sort of looks like I already did the dark, but I'm going to go dark in here with the smaller end. And in here. And actually, I'm going to go down through these eyes here. Hi, Clay. It's okay. You missed the drawing, but you didn't win. Nyx won the fuzzy flower centers. And for next week, I already mentioned what it is. It's going to be metallic pearls as the giveaway, but you'll have to see or wait to the end, and I'll tell you what you have to say or comment on. I should be doing circular. So this is the Royal Peacock Suite. And I think the stamp set, yep, stamp set's called Royal Peacock, or maybe it's the Noble Peacock Suite, but it's a Royal Peacock stamp set. And there we just have some shading. Okay. And that's it. And by the magic of this, now this one, I stamped in Pretty Peacock, and I also added purple. So there's no blueberry bushel in there. And the purple is Gorgeous Grape, but I think I colored this in with Highland Heather up here instead. But then what I did is I stamped the bottom portion again, this part here, with Versamark, and I heat embossed it after I did it in the purple, and I heat embossed it in, oh no, I'm sorry, I did the original peacock shape. Stamped it again in Versamark after I had it colored, before I cut it, and did clear heat embossing, and I don't know if you can see the shine on that. So that came out pretty cool, I thought. But I'm not going to do that now. Hi, Crafty Michelle. How are you? We had the drawing already, and Nyx is the winner from last week. So this is the one we're going to use next. And the dies, I'll just show that to you real quick, if I can find them. Here they are, I think. Yep. The dies are called the Detailed Peacock dies. And this is the one we would need. So whatever die cutting machine you might have, you want to try and line it up so that you don't really see the edges of the body, because it'll still leave a white space around anyway, and you can see there's going to be more white here where I didn't color. And I could just take my marker now and fill in those spots, because there will still be a white edge below that even. If you want to. You don't have to do that. I don't think I did on the first one. So it just kind of outlines it a little more. Yeah, okay. One more spot. Anyway, so we're not going to actually die cut it because I have one already to use, but just some little tips there. With the old types of dies that Stampin' Up! Had, you would leave a white border all around it. On these, you try not to. You try and put the new dies right on the edge of the image, and you'll still get a white border around like this one has. Okay, so let me put that away, and we'll get on with the card. And I'll save that one for later. And so this is the card sort of we're doing, but what we're going to do differently is we're going to use Old Olive, which is one of the coordinating colors. And what I did is I took a piece of the bling 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 of the, what is this called? Noble Peacock foil sheets. They have 3 colors: Blueberry Bushel, Old Olive, and Pretty Peacock, which is peeking out here. So I took a piece of the Pretty Peacock foil and I ran it through that same embossing folder that I used here. Beads and, what was it called? Beads and something. Anyway, I already lost it again. Good grief. So we're going to layer that. And on this one, I had layered a piece of the Old Olive foil underneath the beads and baubles. And what I had done on this, by the way, is I took all 3 colors of my ink: Blueberry Bushel, Gorgeous Grape, and Pretty Peacock, and I used different sponges, and I just sponged after I embossed to give it the look, this look. Sorry, I'm off screen. Sorry. So some of it came out a little fainter. I guess I didn't have the embossing done as hard on that. I don't know. Or maybe I pushed down too hard. So this time, instead of doing that, we're going to use Old Olive with Pretty Peacock as a base. And then this gorgeous foil. I love this foil color. And so pretty. So pretty. Okay. So let's do that. Actually, what we're going to do is we are going to glue this down to this paper, but we're not going to glue that down onto the card yet because we have ribbon to deal with. How's everybody doing? Are you crafting anything, anyone? Painting or doing anything fun in the summertime? Guess what? I'm going to be cat sitting twice this summer. My daughter called me this morning, and I'll be cat sitting Castor, her cat, at my house this Saturday through next Wednesday, in addition to a week in August. So I was like, she said, are you cat sitting Castor this weekend when we go to the shore? I'm like, well, I can, but I didn't know anything about it. Okay, Dia. So that is the front. And then we have this beautiful reversible ribbon. It's Pretty Peacock with Old Olive, an Old Olive metallic-y, sort of shimmery on the back with the peacock shows through. But I think we'll use, decisions. I think we're going to use this one this time. Let's just see how high up we want it. I think we do want it about there. So, I forgot to refill my snail, so I'm going to have to use a different one. Different company's product. Don't tell them. And I'm just going to put a little bit of tacky down to hold it in place. Before I tack that one down, I'm going to come around to the front. Isn't that pretty? Ugh, love it. You finally started using your hot foil machine. Oh, hi, Christina. Hi, Heather. You're making a loaded envelope? Oh, cool. They're fun. Yep, you're a little crooked. This is the, for those joining, this is the Royal Peacock Suite by Stampin' Up. Here's our peacock, which is colored. This one is colored in, stamped in Pretty Peacock with Gorgeous Grape and Highland Heather. And then I heat embossed it with clear embossing on the body of the peacock, the main part. So that is going to go there. And then I cut out using the, what are these called? Stitched nested label dies, which actually is part of the Bird Ballad Suite. And they look like this. And I've used, I think, this one and this one. So I cut out in the Old Olive foil. I dropped something. Oh well. The background. And then I stamped on the little one, the You Are Incredible in Pretty Peacock from the Peacock stamp set. So which hot foil machine do you have? I don't know. And what do you actually use that for, Clay? What does it do? I'm not familiar with the hot foil machines and stuff. I guess I should glue this onto here now first before we go any further. This is our card base, which is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4, standard A2 size cards, which are smaller than most cards you buy in the store. What do you guys feel about that too? How do you feel about making A2 size cards? Do you, or do you make bigger cards mostly, or do you not make cards, or what? Just curious. You bought a die and didn't realize it was for foil. Oh. Huh. I've seen other YouTube channels using foil, different foil machines and stuff, but I don't know. I think it's just easier. Oops. It's just easier to use a, oh, that wasn't good. A die and use pre-made foil paper. I don't know. That's why I'm curious on what it does that's different than something like this. Okay, so we have our peacock, we have our little label with our stamp, and I'm just going to use some dimensionals now. If I can unbury them. Sorry about my arms. Okay. And we'll put some on the peacock. And you see your alcohol markers do go through the paper. So you do have to be a little careful and not go right onto your white card base, perhaps. So you can't use that die for anything but foil, Christina? I'm confused. What makes it different that it's supposed to be used for foil? I guess that's the question. Okay, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. That's the A2 size. Okay, I just wondered because I was watching somebody the other day, and they said that most of the cards in the store are 5 by 7s, which is fine, except then it takes up more cardstock to make the same, bigger cards. But she's right. If you go into like Dollar Tree, you don't find, hi Crafty Cohen, you don't find A2 size cards. On the other hand, people will realize if they're getting a card like this, they know it's handmade, right? So here's our beautiful peacock. We're going to put right there. And this is our You Are Incredible. We're going to bump that up as well. Let me get my scissors and cut some of these edges off. I bought the batch of dimensionals back on March 1st, and this particular batch has a problem. Some of them don't want to come off the sheet, and others of them do, so I don't know. I'm just trying to use them up. The foiled eyes have to be heated to the paper and does an embossing technique, and then you can peel your foil away and it leaves what you okay. So be another expenditure I'll have to go into someday, maybe. I don't know. I have enough hobbies right now. I don't think I can get myself into that. I'll just enjoy. I know there's some beautiful things out there using that stuff, but I don't need one more part of a hobby, I guess. So now on the inside for this, we're going to stamp on here a little bit what I had done in the other card, which I've already, here it is. Is I took the stamp that does these purple, I used them on the purple lines and the eyes, and I just stamped off the corners. So we'll do that again. You think we should do it in Old Olive or Pretty Peacock? What should we do? So what I'm talking about is this part here. But I'm going to put it on a block this time. Yes, I'd rather have a scan and cut too. Now, somebody told me to invest in a silhouette instead, but honestly, I think I'd rather just have a scan and cut. I don't know. All right, so anybody have a color they want me to use on the inside, to put these little things like this. This one I use Blueberry Bushel. I'm thinking either the Old Olive or maybe I'll just do Pretty Peacock this time. American card sizes that crafters like to make are usually small. Yes, but I think the reason that started is because if you have a piece of 8.5 by 11-inch cardstock, such as this blueberry bushel, you can get two A2 card sizes out of it by either cutting it in half this way or this way. So I think that's where it started from. The paper sizes in other countries are a little different as well. So anyway, just my thoughts on the matter. I know for Stampin' Up! Demonstrators, it's easier to do that because you can get two cards out of one piece of cardstock. Really? Oh, that's good to know, Crafty CB, and also welcome. C8, I'm sorry, my eyes are bad. It's a very old one. Does it matter? I mean, do the new ones do that much different? You can't scan with a silhouette? Oh. Okay, that's good to know. See, I'm learning. I don't have any of those machines. Frankly, I'd just as soon have, well, Scan and Cut would be great, but I would like a Vagabond too, or something, electronic. I guess I'll just do it on here. Electronic die cutting machine. But the Scan and Cut, you wouldn't have to buy as many dies, I guess. But I like my dies. I do like my dies. So I'm just taking the tail feathery things and stamping them off the corners here. And then I'll clean my stamp. The newest one in US dollars is between $600 and $800. Kate. Okay. Oh, C8 is Kate. Okay, cool. I think Clay has done his research yet again. Honestly, I wouldn't care as long as it cuts images out. But somebody was telling me that unless, I think I saw Judy Parker have a video up, and she said that unless you stamp with black ink, it doesn't cut the images out good. And I'm like, well, then I don't want that because sometimes I stamp in not black ink. Hi, Justine. Thank you, Clay. Oh, see, but then that gets too complicated if you have to connect it to the computer and all that junk. I don't know. I think I'm getting too old for all that. I just want to play with the paper and the dies and stamps and beads and all that. How are you, Justine? I didn't get to watch your video yet. Justine made a video yesterday, guys. You should go watch. Well, I did mention your party, though. This is the card we're almost done with. This was the first one that we're doing it off of. And this is the Royal Peacock Suite by Stampin' Up!, which is what we're featuring tonight. Oh, you did one today too? Cool. Yeah, this suite, the foil papers in this are gorgeous. I love them. But I'm a little intimidated by them too. And I wanted to do more 3D kind of stuff tonight, but I just didn't get around to it today. I was making this stuff today to get ready for tonight. And I did not have time to do more than what I have ready for you guys. Anyway, there is our first card. Two variations on it. Oops. One just has a little foil background, but by the way, I don't waste my foil stuff. So for example, this and some other things are cut out of that foil piece in the background. So because I knew it was going to be covered up anyway with the Whisper White that I had embossed, and then went over with the sponge in Blueberry Bushel, Gorgeous Grape, and Pretty Peacock. So this one I stamped in Blueberry Bushel. This one I stamped in Pretty Peacock. And then this one I did embossing also, but with the foil paper. Isn't that pretty? Bling bling. Sorry to... Yeah, I'm sure it is clay. But anyway. And then inside we just used the tail part of the peacock and did a little display thing. So that's card number 1. Let me get that out of the way and we'll bring in card number 2, hopefully. I'm not missing all the pieces here because some fell out. So this is the second card. And again, we're going to do it just a little different. On this one, this I didn't stamp. There's a die in the die set that comes with this suite. The detailed peacock dies. Oops, I always do that. And it's this one right here, which I cut out of the Blueberry Bushel foil here. This, I used the tufted embossing folder, and it's really like pillowy. I'm trying to keep up with these comments. Sorry, I can't right now. And then I have a piece of just regular Pretty Peacock framing this behind it. So, and what I did today is I stamped a few peacocks and colored them out, and then I die cut them, and then I die cut a couple of these kind, and then I had to decide what to do with them. Also, these greenery things, they're part of the the die set also. There's 3 of them. This one, which leaves holes in the leaves. This one leaves, it didn't really cut them out. I think, oh no, I'm sorry. This one does not cut the holes out. It just impression. So this one. Same with this one. And then this one does cut the holes out. So that's that one. I have all 3 of them up here in the old olive foil paper. And then I just used the stitched ovals, and I did one in Blueberry Bushel. And the beautiful inside and out is not part of the Royal Peacock stamp. It is part of the band together that we used previously in a different week. And it's right here, beautiful inside and out. That's called band, sorry for the glare, band together. And these are the cling rubber stamps. I don't have them all on their stickers yet. So, what we're going to do this time is I cut one in, isn't that color just so beautiful? I cut one in the Pretty Peacock. I cut a stitched oval out in the old olive. But this paper is the other set of paper, specialty paper, and it is called Noble Peacock Specialty Designer Series paper. There's 3 patterns. This one, which is in the Blueberry Bushel. This one, which is in the old olive. And, oops, I can't get a hold of it. This one, the one we're using. And that's in the Pretty Peacock. And you get 4 sheets of each of 3 patterns in it, if you're interested. So I didn't want to put this color on that same. So what I did is we're going to use heavy, thick Whisper White, by the way. I forgot to tell you that. So here we go again, right? Here's the old olive, and I have some words cut out of it, which you'll see later. And some more sprigs, and I did the tufted in the regular Pretty Peacock because I have bling in the ovals instead, and I did not on this one. That's because you like bling bling, Clay. I do too. I do too. Sometimes it can be overkill, but I think these are kind of classy. Classy, classy. And once you decide what you're doing, they don't take that long to make. So, okay, let me move this out of the way. And I just need a little border around so we don't see all those things that we already cut out. Thank you, Nix, too. I don't know if I said that earlier. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and I don't have any ribbon on this one, so we're going to go ahead and glue this down onto our Whisper White card base. This one is a little shorter. You know what? I just want to check something because once in a while I get my card bases too big. Nope, it's right. I think the piece of foil that I had was shorter, so I cut the mat down. That's okay. So this suite is available. It might be, some of it might be on back order if you try and order the entire suite, but I think most of it is available still. I have to double check. Oh, and guess what, guys? I have access to, though I have not looked at it yet because I haven't had time. The holiday catalog is available to us demonstrators on in PDF form only. And then we will get a hard copy. Well, for those people that earned the Greek Isle trip they all just got back from, they already got theirs. And I've been seeing videos of some of the holiday stuff, and I'm like, wowzer, wowzers. I'm going to be in trouble again, I think. I'm really trying not to be, but I already have a list started, and I haven't even seen the catalog. Anyway, okay, so what I should do, I'm missing a word, I think. Uh-oh. I think I lost my word. Whoops. Oh, boy. You know what? I think I put it in with the well-written word dies. Yep, there it is. Nope, that's the wrong word. Well, I guess I'm going to have to recut. I had the word thanks done, and I don't know where I put it. So, well, we'll get this glued together without that. Maybe I won't put a word on it at all because that's so pretty without it. 8 people watching. I can't see YouTube, so I don't know if I have thumbs ups or not to go with it. But if you didn't, I'd appreciate it if you would. I did have the word because it's... I wonder what I did with it. Hang on, guys. I have to find my word. That's going to bug me. That's going to bug me. I have a little basket here that I put everything in before the show. And the show, on with the show. But I don't see it. Maybe that is what fell on the floor earlier. I don't know. Maybe my cat ate it. I doubt it. Oh, sorry, Callie. I didn't mean to blame you. No, we'll go wordless for the moment. All right. That's going to go up on dimensionals. But first, we're going to tack these down. And I only have 2 this time. Or maybe I'm missing one of them too. But we'll just go like that. I'm actually going to snip this tail off because it's a little too long. And let me get my dots, glue dots. And just put that on there. Let me check my placement again. That's a little bit too high. There we go. Trying to make sure it doesn't hang off the card too much. I think that should be all right. Now we're going to put this up on dimensionals. My sticky dimensionals. See, the whole thing just came off. Bad batch, I think. And I bought them back in early March, so I can't send them back. Or I would, because, I mean, not send them back, but call Stampin' Up, because they do make things right when you have problems. But too late now. Yes, that is the tufted embossing folder clay. That's what makes it look quilted that way. Really nice embossing folder, which I've had for a while, and I just haven't used it much. I don't know why. I just had other ones I used first. So I thought I'd pull it out because I thought it would look really pretty with this. And it really looks great on the foil version. I just think that's gorgeous. So, but it's pretty this way too. And now for this guy, he's going to go right over here, or she, whatever it is. And it brings out the foiling in here. So I actually think I don't want to put a word there. Maybe, we'll see. And what I'm going to do is glue up here. But before I do that, I just want to do a few glue dots down. I see I have a little piece that didn't come out. There we go. And just put a couple glue dots on down here at the bottom. I don't like using the wet glue on this because of the embossing underneath that, you know, it's sticking to me instead of the peacock. I don't need a whole lot of these. I just want a couple where they won't show through, and I'm just rolling them to make them thinner so they'll stick on there and you won't be able to see them through the peacock. This was more important when it was being attached to the foil, but I think one more over here maybe. And then this card will be, the front will be almost done. I think right over here maybe. There. Now we'll just put a little glue up on the head, or the body and the head. And figure out our placement. Like that. And push that down. And there we go. On the outside is done. Oops. And now let's do the inside. Let's see what I did on this one. Okay. We pulled out another stamp from the set, which is like the peacock feathers on the top of its head, and just did the corner. So let's do that. And that would be this little stamp right here. Let me get a block. Little block. And Royal Peacock, I think we'll use. If I can figure out what I did with it. Here it is. Well, it's only 5 people watching right now, Clay. I lost people tonight. Boo-hoo. I think there's some other groups on tonight that are normally on Monday night, though. I could be wrong. And I'm just putting these in the corner. It's a shame because they're missing the most exciting card. No, I'm kidding. We might finish early tonight, actually. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so now all we have to do is, now this card has a white back, so I really wouldn't have had to put anything in there because this is thick whisper white, but because the front is layered up and heavier than the back, I felt like we needed something. So this had the Old Olive foil, but I decided just to do the Old Olive regular And this is an extra piece of Whisper White. Let me just see if I can open it again, if that's going to be the right size. Yes. So I'll just glue this down and then we'll be done card number 2. So tomorrow night I'm live also, I think, on Tina's Crafty Life channel. And we're going to be doing something Christmas. And we can do anything we want Christmas. So be sure to join us over there. Kathy and Tina are great crafters. And yeah, we'll see what we do. I know what I'm doing. It's not what I originally planned, but it's something I have to get done. So I will not be making cards. Gold laurel leaves, yeah. But they're actually supposed to be peacock crowns, I guess is the right word. There we have it. I could put a sentiment in there, but I think I'm going to just let that design pop on that one. And then this is the other one. So there's our second card. Okay, and the third card I didn't actually finish, so we're just going to finish it together. But what I thought I'd do is show you how to make the card base. Hang on. And I put everything in a bag for this one so I wouldn't lose it. Hopefully nothing fell out. Anyway, it's going to be a step card like this. No, we don't have to do the peacock. I've already showed you how to do that. And this is Blueberry Bushel, but I have black mats down with some of the beautiful Specialty Designer Series paper in the blue. Thank you very much, Dee. I appreciate that. And so the step card looks like that. Okay, for now. So how you make that? This is the first one I have ever done. Let me bring my cutter up. It's really not that hard to do. And I have to use a cutter with a slide. That's the only thing. I can't use my big Mambo one. Move stuff out of the way. Okay, so this piece is 8.5 by 5.5. And what we need to do is put this paper in the cutter. Trying to make it so you can see it at the 3-inch mark. You want one of the edges long ways to be at the 3-inch mark. And then what you're going to do is take your cutting blade, lift up your thing, and put it at the 1 inch. And then press down and go down to 6.5. And mine is marked here. So I like to put my finger there just so the middle of this, I know when to stop. And then I go back up and then I lift up and take that out. We're done with the cutter. If you had the old Stampin' Up cutter, you can keep using that, but I'm going to use this little We Are Memory Keeper scoreboard thing because now we have to do some scoring. So you have two sides. One is 2.5 inches and one is 3 inches from the cut. So on the short side, you want to score that at 4.25 inches, which on here is right here. And you only want to score down to the cut. That's going to be your big part of the card here, okay? And then what I like to do is flip it over to do the big ones. Now let me make sure I have this. I have to, nope, I can't do that. I have to flip it over this way because you want to score at 1 inch, which is here, down to the cut line again. So you have to make sure that 1 inch, oops, and of course I get it crooked, that 1 inch is, well, good thing we're not using this one. The 1 inch is lined up. This cut here should be at the 1 inch also. And then you want to score it at 2 inches down to the cut line. And then at 3 1/4, you just realized that your YouTube was 10 minutes behind? Huh. And then 4 1/2, but I have glare and I have trouble seeing. And then the last one is at 6 1/2, which is basically where this cut line is. I'm just going to actually move it over because this little scoreboard doesn't go that far. So basically wherever I can find a line and go up to the top. Okay. So it's 1 inch, 2 inches, 3 1/4, 4 1/2, and 6 1/2. Yes, that's it. Okay, let me get rid of the scoreboard. So now, this way. This is our big piece. And then here we go mountain, valley, mountain, valley, mountain. And there you have the base of your card. So pretty easy if you've never done one before. I was a little intimidated by it at first, but you can do so many cute scenes and stuff with this one. And honestly, this is the easy part. The decorating becomes the hard part. So that's what I did. And then what I did is I measured, and I'll put all these measurements somewhere. I don't know, I guess below the video sometime, but not, I think I'm going to do it on my blog instead. I've been delayed in getting stuff up on my blog, but it'll be easier because there's a lot of measurements, because I did the black matte and then the designer paper on each of these, so I'll have to give you measurements for that. So what I just did though is I took a ruler and measured, you know, the width and the height, and then I just went in 1/8 of an inch for the first mat and 1/8 of an inch for the second one, top and bottom. I mean top and sides, and then same for each one of these. Now you don't have to have them all the same. You can put different paper and you can do whatever you want with it. I've seen people with little sceneries and stuff on here, but what we're going to do is we're going to put a peacock on the front and some die cut words on it. I actually think sometimes making the fancy cards, what do they call them? Anyway, by hand is sometimes easier than trying to figure out how the dies are supposed to work. I have a couple fancy fold dies, and I've only ever used one of them, and it took me a while because there's no instructions with them. So unless you can find a video on that specific die, it becomes a little hard. I played around with this for quite a while today, and I had an oval here. I want to put this peacock on the front, right? This one was done just like the first card in Blueberry Bushel, Gorgeous Grape, and Pretty Peacock alcohol markers, and then die cut like I showed on the first card. But what I finally came up with is just putting, this is the other old olive part of the designer paper, and at first I thought I don't want to cover up the other paper, but I need something to make this peacock pop a little bit, so I thought I'd just do that, and then I'll make this a happy birthday card, and I'll put happy here and birthday here, and then I cut out a stitched rectangle, and I thought what I'd do is I also die cut out the feathers in each of the foils, and I thought what we'd do is maybe layer it like this and then put a little bow up here and put that on the foil like this, and that'll stand up in the back here. Sound like a plan? Okay, that's fine, Michelle. So that's what I'm gonna do. We'll see how it looks when I'm done, I guess. Now the question is, should I round the corners on this? I don't think I'm going to. I'm gonna put that down first. So this one I was actually playing around with like 2 hours before live time, and I'm like, you know what? I don't have time to really make a whole nother one because it takes a little while to cut out all the mats and stuff. So I figured we'll just finish this one together, and I'll give you the measurements on my blog probably tomorrow, but maybe not till Thursday or Friday. And I don't think I'm going to bump this up. Now I do want the tail though to be flush with the bottom of the card, because maybe I will. Maybe I'll bump it up. No, I don't want to. Because otherwise it won't stand right. So the head's going to be sticking up a little bit, which means it'll have to go in a special envelope. Let me just glue the tail down. And all the way up to the head, but not the head because it sticks up. Just a lot of things to consider when you're doing the cards, the decorating part. That's the most fun part, but it also can be, for me, sometimes the most challenging, you know, just getting an idea and getting started. And then we're going to do happy here. I think that'll pop. So nothing really super, I don't know. You know, like not a lot of different layers other than the pretty cardstock, but I think that speaks for itself, actually. And I'm just putting one layer of happy down and one layer of birthday. And I'm okay if it's a little crooked because I just am. Because I don't even write straight when I write. Anyway. Okay, and then birthday's going to go on the next one. Now the thing is, where would you write your message? Well, I guess what we could do is put a little piece of Whisper White on the back here, and that's where somebody could write their message. Or I guess really technically they could open it up like this and write, oops, I just got glue in there, and write in here. Yeah, that's true. But it really doesn't take very long once you know how to do it. Now that I have the formula, and there's different, you can do the, in fact, the first one I watched was not very clear, and I messed up my first one, so I used that as my, where I wrote down the measurements for the right one. But you can do them in different heights and stuff, different size papers, however you want to do it. But this works with the regular A2 card size. So that's why I'm doing it. And now, before we put this on, let's get our feathers together. And I guess what we'll do is we'll put these down with glue dots. And we're going to put them down like this. So, glue dots, glue dots. Okay, Michelle. We're not quite done yet, almost. What are you making, Michelle? Are you the one doing the loaded bag? Somebody was doing a loaded bag. I forget who now. I think I need one more over under this guy. have to be careful when you, when I die cut these are in the dies that come with the Royal Peacock. I went back and forth, back, forth, and they popped out pretty easy, but you do have to be careful pulling these out because they're such thin little feathery strands, which they should be for a peacock, but just don't yank on them real hard or they could tear. But yeah, just a little heads up. Now this ribbon is the Blueberry Bushel 1/8 inch grosgrain, whatever it is, grosgrain ribbon. I can't say that word. And just want to tighten this bow up a little bit. And we're going to put that up here and maybe shorten the tails a little or curl them a little or something. I think I'll curl. Oh, oops, pull it. Come on. Come on, bow. There we go. Just curl them just a little bit. And another glue dot. Oops, sorry for the noise. And we'll put that right on there. And that's going to go up here, right on the stem of those feathers. And I think I'm going to get my scissors. I'm thinking this is the kind of ribbon you can curl, right? I don't know. Maybe not. A little bit. Maybe we're going to cut that down. We're going to play with the ribbon a little bit because I'm not liking that. Actually, I think I'm just going to cut it shorter. And a little bit over here too. And these are not my ribbon scissors, but amazingly they cut this time. And then we're just going to put that in the center here and lay it like that. Pretty? Hi, Penny. So good to see you. I missed you last week. Thank you, Penny. This is our final card. I'll bring back the other ones in a minute. Thank you. And I still haven't mailed things out, but they are going out this week. I have, like, I don't know, a month's worth of stuff to mail out. Either Thursday or more likely Friday, honestly. I'm just, I don't know. I haven't been in the mood to go out of the house lately because it was so hot, and now it's just rainy. So, but they are after tomorrow. Thursday, I'll package them up. Friday, they'll get mailed. That's what it'll be. So everybody's going to get their stuff early next week, probably, that won anything in the last month. So there we are. That is card number 3. And I only made the one. So if you missed how to make a step card, I went over that with this base in Blueberry Bushel. I will put the measurements up on my blog probably tomorrow, or possibly Thursday. And let me bring back the other cards. This was the first one that we did. Well, that's the one I did before we came on. And this is using the embossing folder. This is all Royal Peacock Suite. And then here's the inside. This has a little piece of the old olive foil behind it and a piece of the Blueberry Bushel here. And this ribbon is the, I don't know if I even mentioned that. I might have. Is the reversible ribbon in Old Olive and Pretty Peacock. They just call it reversible 3/8 inch ribbon. They had similar ribbon only in like Mary Merlot and copper or something in the holiday catalog last year. But these are more my colors, honestly. The blues and greens, so pretty. So on this one, I used it with the Pretty Peacock side. And on this one, which I embossed with that beautiful foil, I used it with the Old Olive side and the Old Olive foil here. And this is the peacock that actually is stamped, colored, and then stamped again with clear embossing powder. Thank you, Justine. So that's card number 1. And then card number 2 is these two. This is the one I had done before the session, and this is the tufted embossing folder. These are the layering stitched shape dies, and these are the ovals, 2 of the ovals in it. The Beautiful Inside and Out came out of the Band Together stamp set. And this is one of the dies, the peacock dies, and they are not quite as big as these peacocks. And they're also facing the opposite direction if you cut them on the paper with your die down on the foil. Thank you. And then this is the one that we did together. This is the Designer Series paper. This is Pretty Peacock, the old olive foil, and just on a thick Whisper White card base with old olive, and then I stamped the peacock crowns, feather things, the thing on the top of her head. Is that called a crown? I call it a crown because it's a royal peacock. It has to have a crown, right? So those are the second card, sorry. And then, of course, this is the final card. So we're done at 8:16, guys. Now, if you just came in, the drawing for next week will be for the metallic pearls in gold and silver. And what you have to do when this video goes up as a video is you have to say, would you want to be royalty? Yes or no, and if not, why not? Or if so, why would you want to be royalty? Thank you, Justine. Thank you, Penny. Thank you, Clay. And thank you, Dia. So yeah, that is what we're drawing for the embellishments next week. And I'll go over the details again. Justine, who's on here, is having a party. Let me move my cards out of the way. And she's doing pretty well so far, but we have a ways to go, so we'd like your support. It's going through August 15th. Here's her host code. It'll be below all my videos up until August 15th. So when you place an order through Stampin' Up! With me as your demo, be sure before you check out to put this host code in your checkout area. There's a little box down the bottom left of the screen, the Stampin' Up! Order screen for host code. So you have to be sure to do that to give Justine credit. It helps her win some beautiful products that she can choose. So yeah, and so far she's getting something, but I don't know what. She'll have to tell us. And Justine said she did a video, so be sure to watch that. 2 videos, she said. Bonus days are still here. So if you place an order in July of $50, for every $50 order you place, you get a $5 coupon directly from Stampin' Up! That you can use in August. And since Justine's party crosses July into August, you can place an order now, get your coupon code, place another order in August, and use your coupon. Okay? And both times using Justine's code. So that would be wonderful. And if I can interest you in Paper Pumpkin, which you see me do mine every month. I unbox it and do it as intended. And then I always do alternatives. We did, you're welcome. We did, let's see, I think it was 10 or 11 cards this time as alternates, plus the 3 that I did as intended. So quite a lot this time. Now for this coming month, it's $22 plus any tax you have in your area, by the way, for the regular Paper Pumpkin. You can prepay, and if you prepay in 6 months or a year, it's the most beneficial because you'll actually save money, even though you have to pay shipping on that. But it still would be a savings. And if you do that, a 6 and 12 month subscription to it, you can use the host code and give Justine credit. So really cool. And then you'll get this cute little orange box or whatever in the mail that looks like this normally, although they do have special boxes. This is the one for July. It was called On My Mind. So the next one's going to be about fall, which is like one of my favorite seasons. Definitely summer is not my favorite season. It's too doggone hot and muggy. And the only thing I don't like about fall is it means winter's coming. Hi, Paige. You made it to the end. I tried to go slow, but it's going fast. So you get some craft bags and some leafy kinds of things and some ribbon apparently. But this month they're doing something different too. In that, starting August 1st, if you're a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, you can order an add-on bundle called Gift of Fall add-on for $10. And it'll have some products that apparently let you make some note cards, 24 card bases of different designs with coordinating envelopes is what it says. You do not need that to make the actual Paper Pumpkin kit, but the Paper Pumpkin kit this month is not cards. So if you're interested in making note cards, you would might want to get the add-on. I'm definitely going to get the add-on just because I like the way the colors of it and the way it looks, but you don't have to be able to make the Paper Pumpkin kit. So anyway, $22 plus tax. It's a reasonably priced kit. I know a lot of the other paper making kits, they might have dies in them and stuff, but they are $35 and up. And this one you get a stamp and an little ink spot pad, you know, the little mini cubes, different one each month. And you get everything else you need to make whatever the projects are in the kit. So they do the die cutting for you already, basically. So I don't know, Paige, did you see the cards or not? I'll show them to you. So thank you, everyone who has ordered already from Justine and me. I do appreciate that for sure. I'm going to probably go relax after this, and actually I have to cook dinner for my son. Anyway, I'm going to go watch Justine's videos too because I haven't watched too many videos today. And I'll just put the cards up here one time. This was the final card. It's a step card. And we're featuring Royal Peacock. And this was card number 1, done 2 different ways, both using, I'm sorry, this is card number 1, done 2 different ways. And this is card number 2, done 2 different ways. And then the last one, we just have 1. So thank you all so much for joining me. Thank you, Paige. And we're done a little early tonight, so enjoy your evening. I guess I'll go cook dinner and then I can relax. And I'll try and put each of these cards out on the blog in the next day or 2. I might add some, you know what, let's add some. I didn't use the Royal Gems. I just realized I didn't add any of these on here, and I think I should. Why not add a little more bling, right? So we'll use blueberry, I guess. Just a couple. Just needs a little something, something. And maybe a green one up there in the corner. And let's see where else. Where else needs one? Thank you, Michelle. So, yeah, that's what I came up with today. Well, we have one of all the colors except the peacock. So I'll put Pretty Peacock on somewhere. Maybe here. Nope, that's too close to, well, it's on there now. Okay, so that's it. And that's what I used. These are the Noble Peacock rhinestones. That's what I used on this card. Here, here, and here in the old olive color. And I don't have any on here either, but this one I used the foil in Pretty Peacock and ran it through the embossing folder, which I've already forgotten the name of. But it's part of the suite that I showed. So, yeah, I bought this entire suite, which came with the dies, the stamp set, the embossing folder, the ribbon, the reversible ribbon, the rhinestones, and something else I'm forgetting about. Hang on. Oh my goodness, Callie, you're still here with me. Page 25. It's on page 24 and 25 and 26. Oh, the foil papers, duh. The beautiful papers. The plain papers in Blueberry Bushel, Old Olive, and Pretty Peacock, which is peeking out here, which you get 6 of, 2 of each color. And the Noble Peacock Specialty Designer Series paper, which you get 12 of in 3 different patterns. And these are the patterns. That one, which we used, this one, which we used, and this one, which we used, all on the last card. Your favorite collection so far? I know. You know what got me on this collection? Well, I like peacocks, but the papers, the foil papers, are what got me. Look at how pretty those are. Oh, gorgeous, gorgeous. Now, see, I didn't bring any of those like corally colors in. I'll be playing around with this some more, but not tonight. So you may see that again in the future, the near future. The drawing today was won by NYX for the Fuzzy Flower Centers. And again, we're drawing next week for the metallic pearls. And you just have to answer when the video goes up in the comments below the video. Would you want to be royalty in ever? And yes or no. And if not, why not? Or if so, why? Would you like to be a king or a queen? That's because we're using the Royal Peacock Suite. And with that, I'm going to say good night, everybody. Thank you so much for coming. Don't forget to leave me a thumbs up if you haven't already. And because I have no knowledge of what you're doing as far as that, because I can't see it on StreamYard, whatever this is, StreamYard. Anyway. And all the stuff that I had to get out to all of you from the last month will be going out late this week. Come by tomorrow on Tina's Crafty Life channel. We'll be making something Christmas related, and we each get to do whatever we want. And I know what I'm doing. I just have to pick out the stuff to do it. And yeah, so come see us and see what we each make. So Merry Christmas in July. And hugs, love, and peace. Have a good evening and a great week, everyone. Bye for now. Look, I even did my nails to match. See?